and one board. But I want you to put all of your qualities on a board. And I want you to exhaust it, but only put a new one on. So it doesn't mean that there will be 50 qualities on the board when we're done, because some of you are going to say the same thing. So what this is going to require is you to quickly hand off the pen once you've written it. We're going to cover this board with your qualities. All right? But you need to be looking closely to see what's being written up there so that you're not putting something else on that somebody else did. Hence, you need to be paying attention to what each other's doing. So if you would, stand up, come around the table, and you'll just walk around. As one person finishes, you hand it off, and then you go from there. Huh? And I'll start, and I'm only going to do one word, and then I'm going to pass it off, and y'all are going to finish this. But this is what you want, you think are your qualities. Go. Just one.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, just one. And hand it off. You're going to keep going around and around.
We can talk, right?
You can talk, but you need to pay attention to make sure you're not adding something new on there.
Yeah, can you guys say your word when you write it?
That's
so
a
you
good
can cross it
idea.
off back here.
Humble.
Thank you. So we have honest, open-minded, caring, and humble.
Organized.
Respectful.
You're like, okay, this is Karen Boyd.
This is
Boyd
at her prime.
Yep. In my flip-flops, nonetheless.
I'm happy that they're back.
I am too. I think I look darn good for our recruitment weekend.
You did.
Communicative. JT's in the house.
Personable.
Charismatic.
Competent.
Now it's getting harder.
Strong-minded. Diligent.
Well-spoken.
That's a good
Not stabby.
one.
Thank you. Whoever said that.
Welcome.
Supportive.
Oh, double.
A double. Gotta keep it interesting. We're pretending we're on the ball. We are on the lady balls. And then there's this boys team that's playing pretty well too.
Except against Georgia.
Kind.
Too many friends at Georgia.
Appreciative.
Mhm.
Appreciative. I think I
I
spotted
think we
it.
are.
That's right.
No, you're good.
Cool.
Driven.
Two hands.
Double.
No way.
Compassionate.
You just gotta keep you all engaged.
Run out early.
Dish checkerboard on your shorts.
So cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You ready?
Determined.
Confident.
Oh, I like confident too. Girl, you're picking good ones.
Thank you, thank you. I took leadership my freshman year of high school.
There you go.
Channeling it all right now.
Effective.
Positive.
Well done. You got a fast
You know
one.
what, Trey? That's one of my mottos, so.
What's one of your mottos?
Being positive.
Good.
I don't agree.
It is, I have to force it.
Just
She knows
That's
you
what I
are.
have to force myself.
You've
That's like
been in
one of
my
the
office
things.
doing it. I know you. That is who you are.
Motivated.
Please.
I'm gonna throw this laptop at you one of these times.
It would be, and I will catch it. It won't be a pretty catch, but I will catch it.
We did that last time.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping y'all get to the end of your list someday.
Yeah.
Responsible.
Maybe. Anybody having trouble finding something new? You don't have to create new things. This is where we start falling out and see if there's similarities. Sorry.
No one said trustworthy yet.
What is posting?
Is that up there?
I think honest is.
Is honest the same as trustworthy?
I'm out. I'm out.
You're out.
I did
Have a seat.
I'm out.
You're out. You're done.
Yeah.
First one down.
Sad.
No, that means you connected with somebody else in the room.
Woohoo.
Double tap. The double tap. You're double tapping out.
I'll put trustworthy.
Okay.
Double tap. Oh.
He's putting trustworthy on now.
No.
Double tap. Are you done or you got more?
I have more.
He's got more.
Oh, jeez.
Thinking outside the box, JT. Are you done?
I am, yes ma'am.
Okay, just down. And JT is last man standing. Back to back. Well done. And a backslash, mine.
I won the marker.
He won the marker for the moment. So these are all of the adjectives that you think you want out of a leader. Can you do all of that at once?
No.
Some are actually opposites.
Hmm?
Some are
Some of them, give me examples of the opposites.
open-minded and strong-minded.
Ah. But is strong-minded opposite of open-minded?
I feel like you can be both at the same time.
Tell me more.
Like strong-minded, you like believe in what you're saying, and open-minded is that you're like open-minded to different views.
Okay.
Those can like be paired.
So you know what you think, but you're willing to examine what you think. Is kind of what I hear you saying. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got to be careful though, because it can be polar opposites. But if you figure out the happy balance, for those that are of you all that are taking 217 ethics, remember the discussion about the golden mean out of Aristotle. That's what that is reflecting. You can be open-minded as an extreme, or you can be strong-minded as an extreme. But the mean is when you are virtuous, when you are ethical. Yes, for the rest of you all, you're learning ethics with me as we go. What else do we have? What else are your thoughts on this?
I'm surprised to see easygoing up there. A lot of my top leaders I don't think as like easygoing.
So in this, Tanner, since that's yours, do you see any other words that are somewhat synonyms for what you meant when you said easygoing, that you would pair with it so that people could understand it better?
More or less positive, I guess you could compare to it.
Like encouraging almost?
Yeah. I mean, because when I've thought of like my good leaders from the past, I thought easygoing because I've had easygoing leaders that, like, although you can't always be easygoing, sometimes you have to be more task oriented and get to what needs to be done. But my best leaders have been able to balance it a little bit and find the golden mean, and it makes everybody feel more comfortable and up to the task at hand.
With me, what I thought I was going to see a line between was easygoing, understanding, and compassionate. That's when I was hearing you say it, because it would mean that you're paying attention to what else is going on. It's not just about the end goal, right? So there's a little bit of relational leadership in that, as opposed to task. It's asking for that balance, at least, at present. What else is up here that y'all see? Or that your thoughts are about it? So when I asked you to think about leading up, leading across, and leading down, because you're a team, and almost all things you do that are big require others, not just one. This class is all about you leading in relation to others. The last class was you as a leader, all about what's going on inside of you. This is about you in relation to others. A lot of this, because I asked you to think about what you wanted out of a leader, not what you wanted to be as a leader. A lot of this actually helps you understand the big picture about what is expected of you as a leader of others. So take a few minutes to stare at that and ask yourself, out of those things, what are you? Give yourself the good kudos. What are you on that list? Or what are you becoming on that list? You may not be there, but you know you're well on your way. Don't say it out loud. It's just for your internal thoughts. there anything on that list that you know you need to be and you want to be? And is there anything on that list you just really think is a worthless addition to a leader? Recognize that, because that means there's something that somebody on this team wants and needs that you don't see as valuable. And almost every one of you, there's something on that board that fits that. And that's the way it is in every interaction you have as a leader with people. But as a leader, if you do that, that's creating those outnumbers. So recognizing it's not about you, it's about them. And while that may not be your values or goals, to be able to enable them to act, these are the things you need to be thinking about. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Where I'm headed with that. So what I'd like us to do is I'd like us to spend the remainder of the class, where did I put my wallet? I have my cell phone here somewhere. Spend the remainder of the class getting a plan of action. And we have exactly 7 minutes. So I'm going to have you spend 4 minutes, thank you, identifying for yourselves what you need to do off of this list to become more capable of enabling others to act when you're functioning on a team, whether from above, below, or across. All right, so 4 minutes. And then at the end of your 4 minutes, I'm going to ask you to go around the table and around robin for the one commitment that everybody can expect from you for the remainder of the time we're in this class that you will be working on and that they can help you with. And then we're going. So you've got 3.5 minutes of your private time now.